Hello students, today we will do biodiversity and conservation part 4. This is the fourth video of biodiversity and conservation. If you have not watched my previous videos, please watch video 1, 2 and 3. Topic covered in this video are loss of biodiversity and biodiversity conservation. These are for class 12 and these are according to the NCERT. These notes are according to the NCERT. So let's get started. So, loss of biodiversity. Now, according to the NCERT, 4 recent extinction of animals have been reported. That are Steelers sea cow, Thylacine, dodo, quagga, and 3 subspecies of tiger. So, you have to remember that these 4 species of animals have become extinct. Steelers sea cow, Thylacine, dodo, quagga, and 3 subspecies of tiger. Steelers sea cow belong to Russia. Thylacine belong to Australia, dodo belong to Mauritius, quagga belong to Africa, and 3 subspecies of tiger, Bali, Javan, and Caspian. So you have to remember the 4 extinct species of animals. Now, about 15,500 species worldwide are facing threat of extinction. Total 15,500 species worldwide are facing threat of extinction. Since the origin on the earth, there are 5 episodes of mass extinction of species. So, since the origin of life on the earth, there are 5 episodes of mass extinction of species. This is the 6th episode of mass extinction. What we are undergoing here, this is the 6th episode of mass extinction. Earlier there were 5 episodes of mass extinction, but this is the 6th episode of mass extinction. So how does this 6th episode of mass extinction differ from first 5 episodes of mass extinction? The answer is the current 6 episodes of mass extinction is 100 to 1000 times faster than the previous episodes. The current 6th episode, it is 100 to 1000 times faster than the previous 6 episodes, and the human being is responsible for the 6th episode. So you have to remember, since the origin of the life, there were 5 episodes of mass extinction, and the current going is the 6th episode of mass extinction. Now, according to this, loss of biodiversity may lead to the following effects. What are the effects that the loss of biodiversity lead to? It will lead to decrease in plant production. It will lead to decrease in resistance to environmental disturbances like drought. It will lead to increased variability in certain ecosystem processes such as plant productivity. So, first of all, decrease in plant production, decrease in resistance to environmental disturbances like drought means there would be increased drought in the environment. In the environment, there would be decreased plant production, there would be decreased resistance to environmental disturbances, and there would be increased variability in certain ecosystem processes such as plant productivity, water use, and pest resistance. So loss of biodiversity lead to following consequences. You have to remember this. Now, according to these, the question time comes. Name the 4 recent extinction of animals. So we have learned these are the 4 recent extinction of animals. Steelers sea cow from Russia, Thylacine from Australia, dodo from Mauritius, quagga from Africa, and 3 subspecies of tiger. Now, second question is, name one animal species that has become extinct recently in Australia and Mauritius. So from Australia, Thylacine has become extinct, and from Mauritius, dodo has become extinct. I hope you would have understood the answer of these 2 questions. Now, third is, how is 6th extinction presently in progress different from the previous episodes? So we have learned that the 6th episode of mass extinction is 100 to 1000 times faster than the previous episodes. So how does 6th episode presently in progress differ from previous episode? The 6th extinction episode is 100 to 1000 times more faster than the previous episodes. And who is mainly responsible for 6th extinction? Human being is mainly responsible for the 6th extinction. Now let us look at causes of biodiversity loss. There are 4 main causes of biodiversity loss. Number 1 is habitat loss and fragmentation. Number 2 is overexploitation. Number 3 is alien species invasion, means foreign species invasion. And number 4 is co-extinction. So now let us look at the important points according to the NCERT in each of the following headings. Now, first cause of biodiversity loss is habitat loss and fragmentation. It is the primary cause for extinction. It is the primary cause for extinction. Tropical rainforests initially covered 14% of the land of the earth but now cover only 6%. So tropical rainforests, they initially covered 14% of the land surface but now they cover only 6%. Loss of habitat deprives animal and plant of their homes and they face extinction. So if there would be habitat loss, it will deprive animal and plant from their homes and they will face extinction. Amazon rainforest is being cut and cleared for cultivating soybean and for raising beef cattle. So Amazon rainforest, known as the lung of forest, is also being cut and cleared for cultivating soybean and for raising beef cattle. So this was the important points which one has to remember under habitat loss and fragmentation according to the NCERT. Second main cause is overexploitation. So when nature is overexploited, many species become extinct. If we overexploit the nature, many of the species would become extinct. So the two species which have become extinct due to overexploitation are Steelers sea cow and passenger pigeon. So Steelers sea cow and passenger pigeon, they became extinct due to overexploitation. Question can be asked, name two species which have become extinct due to overexploitation by humans. So answer would be Steelers sea cow and passenger pigeon. Now the third important cause is alien species invasion. So when foreign species are introduced into our country, so they become threat to the indigenous species. When foreign species are introduced, they are threat to the indigenous, means local species of the country. For example, when Nile perch was introduced into Lake Victoria, it caused extinction of chiddish fish in that lake. So when Nile perch was introduced into Lake Victoria, it caused extinction of cichlid fish in that lake. So the Nile perch, it was a alien species which was introduced into Lake Victoria. So it caused extinction of the indigenous fish, cichlid fish, indigenous species in that lake. Similarly, Parthenium, Lantana, and Ecornia, they all are invasive species of weed. They cause damage and threat to many indigenous species of our country. So when Parthenium, Lantana, and Ecornia, all the foreign species, all the invasive species, foreign invasive species of weed were introduced into India, they cause damage and threat to many species in our country. So we have come to know how alien species, they become threat to the indigenous species. Third is co-extinction. When a species become extinct, the plant and animal associated with it also become extinct. So when a species become extinct, the plant and animal associated with it also become extinct. For example, a plant which has been pollinated by insect. If that insect will become extinct, so plant will automatically become extinct because it cannot pollinate without that plant. For example, in case of co-evolved plant and animals, its pollinator, if one of them become extinct, the other one become extinct automatically. So when a pollinator of the plant will become extinct, the plant will become extinct automatically with it. This is the example of co-extinction. So now it is question time. So question asked are question number 1, alien species are highly invasive and threat to indigenous species. Substantiate this statement with any two examples. So as you know, alien species, they are highly invasive and they are threat to indigenous species. So we have to substantiate this with an example. So we know these are the two examples of alien species invasion. When Nile perch was introduced into Lake Victoria, it caused extinction of cichlid fish in that lake. And second example is Parthenium, Lantana, and Ecornia. They caused damage to the indigenous species of India. These all were species of weed which caused damage to the indigenous species of India. Second question is, name and explain the two ways that are responsible for loss of biodiversity. So two ways that are responsible for loss of biodiversity are habitat loss and fragmentation, overexploitation, alien species invasion, and co-extinction. You can write any of these any of these 2 points in this answer. Third question is about 200 species of cichlid fish became extinct when a particular fish was introduced into the lake of Africa. Name the invasive fish. So as you know, the invasive fish was Nile perch, which was introduced and it caused extinction of the cichlid fish. So we have learned here that Nile perch introduced into Lake Victoria, it caused extinction of cichlid fish in that lake. I hope you would have got the answer of all these 3 questions. If you like the video, please subscribe now to my channel and please like this video. The next topic of biodiversity and conservation would be continued in the next video. Thank you.